Alrighty, the level 63 summoner quest given to us by Imitra at Upkalu Falls in Old Gridania is performing for Prin. Here we go. Greetings, Mercy. 'Twould seem that Prin would speak with us about the second challenge. Cutscene. Congratulations, Mistress. You're sufficiently prepared to undertake the next test. Excuse me, Prin, but how can you tell? I'm just gonna snipe this as my thumbnail. We'll see if I get a better one later, I don't know. By analyzing the patterns of Mistress's ethereal emanations, I can gauge the... By analyzing the patterns of Mistress's ethereal emanations, I can gauge the strength and precision of her recently cast incantations. Of course, Mistress must attempt the challenge itself before I can provide an evaluation to the proper degree of accuracy. This will be a test of skill. To administer this trial under the prescribed conditions, however, I must request the assistance of several more summoners to play the role of antagonists. Several more summoners. In this day and age, that will be no easy feat to arrange. Come now, Imitra. The solution is right under your nose, says Dancing Wolf. Mercy, your deeds have caught the attention of the highest This word, is it echelons? Echelons? Just decide for yourself. E, Charlie, H, E, L, O, Nancy, Sam. No. How to pronounce... I mostly just read the word. I don't really have to say it out loud. Where's the button?
Echelons.
Echelons. Okay. Cool. At least according to that. Mercy, your deeds have caught the attention of the highest echelons of the flames. After learning what you're capable of, we've begun an initiative to take our very own summoners into battle against the primals. A number of soldiers under my command have already begun intensive training. I handpicked veteran survivors of our expedition against Ifrit, and they've been issued with soul crystals we claimed from the Asians. Aye, and Captain Wolf has been howling in my ear for days, begging to enlist your aid as some kind of drill instructor for the ethereal gifted. Ethereally gifted, I think she might have said. But now you're in need of summoners for this trial of yours, yes? I am prepared to offer my regiment's full cooperation. All I ask in return is a few morsels of advice for the acolytes. Morsels. It seems to me a fair trade, and my enchantments do not restrict me from instructing neophyte summoners in the fundamentals of the art, says Prin. Very well, I suppose such an arrangement could prove convenient for us all. I knew you'd come around. Meet me at Camp Blue Fog and I'll assemble the troops for inspection. Trying to do Prin's voice made it so that I was aware that I was doing Wolf's voice pretty similar, not too similar. And I might have changed Captain Wolf's voice because of Prin. I can't remember what was he just like this and he's talking like this, but I think I made him more like this. I don't remember. It was so long ago yesterday. Who remembers yesterday? What's that about? Why would you do that? Here is Dancing Wolf, Camp Blue Fog in south northern Thanalan. He's got Crispin, Denise, and Jaja Samu as his summoner people. Crispin is male human, Denise is female human, I believe. Maybe Ara. Is that part of her face or is that part of her hair, like a hair clip? That might be a hair clip, so human, female. And Jaja Samu is Lalafell, male, purple hair. Here we go. Sorry, Pegasus, you're in the way a little bit, but it's fine. Looks like we're all here. Let's get on with the briefing, shall we? This is Dancing Wolf's voice from now on, if it wasn't already. As you command, this second challenge will evaluate the elegance of your technique as opposed to the magnitude of your miasma. Sorry. First, I shall infuse the edgy of your opponents with secondary enchantments, and then you are to engage the entities in combat. Pegasus' tail is literally right in front of Amitra's face. I'm sorry. Prin explained to me that the enchantments store the ether expended during the battle and allow for an in-depth analysis of your flare for death flares. As it were. In any case, I expect you'll pass with flying colors. Pegasus, get your butt out of her face, dude. That's so rude.
Right, I suppose you should know who you're up against. Designation and rank.
Summoner Crispin, private, first class. We're grateful for aught you can teach us, miss.
Summoner Denise, a sergeant. I'm new to spellcasting, but I've seen my fair share of combat, miss. Crispin and I are to fight you as a pair.
Summoner Jaja Samu, Lieutenant. You've more'n a few admirers in the barracks, Mercy, miss, but that don't mean we'll go easy on you.
Enough chatter. Quick march to the training ground. Give the word to Crispin and Denise when you're ready to battle their edgy, Mercy. After that, you'll be facing off against the lieutenant's best. You won't be attacking my troops directly, so give it all you've got.
Pegasus, next time, don't put your butt in somebody's face. Like, that's kind of rude. Unless they like it, like consent and all that stuff. Here's my behemoth. Random mount. You sit on the freaking back of the behemoth, like the butt, actually, kind of. Like you're on a freaking throne, dude. Look at that cross-legged. Oops. Stop. No care in the world. Not even strapped in. It's crazy. Crazy. It's funny that it lopes through the air, but it like basically walks on the ground. Weird design. Crispin is the one to talk to first. He has this dark purple energy kind of underneath him, kind of like with these little black puffs of energy smoke or whatever kind of coming up around him. But prepare yourself, miss. Denise and I will now summon our servants to battle. Aye, a pair of Ifrit edgy for you. I'm like right in front of you guys. Once again, not capped, so... And frickin' Pegasus can help. Not even to bother with anything. And Jaja Samu next. Purple rolling energy. You finished warming up on them members, eh? Then sorry, I hate it when they do this. Okay, you finished warming up on them members, then, 'cause even together, me mates edgy don't hold a candle to the inferno I can summon. Right, let's bring the flames. He is a bit bigger. I never got this far on my other summoner, so I don't know how hard this would be if you're like actually at this level. Again, I'm 12 levels higher and I have really good gear for my level. Aside from this earring, I mean, the earring's fine, but it would not be close to the 74 crafted HQ'd earring I could easily make. But I didn't because it's good enough. I don't really care that much. I'll be past it in so quickly. We talked to Jaja Samu to continue. I had hopes for that one, but you snuffed him out right quick. Not much of a trial, eh? Well then, you're lucky I found another primal during me time with a company of heroes. Aye, you're not the only summoner as can command more'n one ethereal beastie. Say hello to your final opponent, Titan Edgy. Hey, bud. Sorry, bud. Man, these avatars were so cool in Final Fantasy XI and all previous Final Fantasies. You know, they were like, you summon this thing and it freaking demolishes the field. And in this game, they decided to make pet jobs like not cool. They're like, oh yeah, we can do summoner, but it's just gonna be, oh hey, your Titan is out for a couple seconds and it's gone. Oh hey, your Ifrit's out for a couple seconds, it's gone.
Well, I mean, the best they've done so far, as I remember from playing with summoners in dungeons and such, is that Bahamut actually stays out for 15 seconds, but he's not doing a whole lot, as far as I can tell. But we'll see when I get to level 70 in the quest, like when I finish the summoner quest line. We'll see. That's not going to be today. I'm going to do up to 65, including 65, and then I have Monk 68 and Samurai 68 to do, so I'll finish Summoner tomorrow. Here's Dancing Wolf to continue the quest. His officers or summoner people, they close ranks here.
I hope my summoners put up enough of a fight for you. Anyway, shall we hear what the book has to say?
I have ruminated upon the swirls and echoes of your battle, and the picture is clear. Your technique is, without a doubt, a thing of exquisite beauty. All I did was cast Ruin 3. Consider the second challenge conquered.
Well, that's good news, if hardly surprising. After all, you did sweep through those edgy like a storm through a field of dandelions.
Methanks. You've opened me eyes. I see I've some work to do before I've truly mastered this discipline, says Jaja. I'm glad to know we've been of service. Now we really must be returning to Gridania. I thought we were supposed to give some tutelage to the kids. They're not kids, but...
Thank you, miss. This was truly an enriching experience, says Crispin.
Aye, pray train with us again in the future, says Denise.
And they all disappeared.
Disappear, not... there's no D at the end of that word, Riley. You weren't trying to, but you did it anyway. Nope. But I did click the right map. Just so used to that being the one I click when I go here. Boop 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 beep 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 beep. Do I have this anywhere else, or have I just been selling it? I've been keeping it? Okay. Because I'm gonna need it for upcoming recipes? No. Oh, it just sells well because it's used to make a bunch of different kinds of furniture. I get these lorikeet down in a Trossoraptor skin from level 71 and or 75 field exploration ventures. And you can also get them by doing hunting ventures, but that's all retainer stuff if you didn't know. Here's a Mitra to finish the quest. Congratulations, Mercy. With your impressive demonstrations of power and skill, you have already conquered 2 of Prin's 3 challenges. Ere we come to the final trial, however, Prin would further our education on Allegan summoning. Cutscene.
First, I would ask what you know of the rise and fall of summoning in the Allegan Empire. I was made to cover rather a lot of history, you understand.
From our research, we have learned that summoners were initially lauded as heroes for their success against the primals. When certain of these mages began to abuse the art's power for personal gain, however, the adoration of the populace shifted towards an oppressive hatred.
Pardon me, I'm losing my voice already. Correct. We speak now of the latter half of the third astral era. My creator, Master Sari, was one of those who expended his energies on the destruction of primals. Even as he fled from relentless persecution, alongside his disciples, he triumphed over Belius and many other lesser entities.
Belius? That was the name of the elder primal from whom Tristan once drew power. Master Sari must have been mighty indeed to defeat such a foe.
I nod to her.
Yet he still knew fear. The thought that the grand discipline of summoning would fade into oblivion was more than Master Sari could bear, and so he sought to preserve its legacy and provide for his successors. My creator was well versed in etherochemistry and held a particular interest in the technology of information. Broadly speaking, he researched methods for producing arcane geometries without grimoires, and experimented with machine-enhanced edgy.
He eventually abandoned both of these technologies, deeming them unsuitable for the instruction of future generations. Hoping to provide guidance to those summoners yet unborn, he instead began writing and enchanting a work that would survive down the ages. He made me.
Such an accomplished personage. Why, then, have I seen scant mention of his name in Alec's histories?
As you have said yourself, it was an age when the adulation of summoners experienced an extreme reversal. It is likely that Master Sari's achievements were struck from the records, even as his loyal pupils were struck down in the streets. I was shut in a storeroom, abandoned to my slumber like some common treatise on trade agreements in the southern provinces, and thus I can tell you naught of what befell my curator in his later years.
I expected a dry recital of the history of summoning, but you've shared with us your personal narrative. 'Tis clear you hold a great deal of respect for Master Sari.
I am a familiar. I simply relay information as I was enspelled. This lecture is now over.
As you wish, Prin. Well, Mercy, 'twould seem class is dismissed for the moment. I suggest you recuperate from this day's trial and look toward preparing yourself for the final challenge.
103,000 experience points, 1625 gil, a jangling puppy's collar in the back as she scratches herself, probably in the neck, hopefully, who knows, and myself, Nanamo, Carbuncle, Prin, and Amitra. We all thank you for watching. You get Carby's butt right here as I wave goodbye. We'll see you next time pretty soon. Later for now.
Carbuncle, stop showing your butt to everybody. I told you not to do that.